So we're on our way to another appointment. We just had an appointment 2 weeks ago, but we're actually going to meet with a midwife because I decided not to go with an OBGYN and that a midwife would be a better route for my natural birth and the kind of delivery that I'm trying to maintain. Obviously, I know plans change, and I know that I could probably be having a C-section, and I wouldn't even know that now. I like to have a plan, and we filled out a whole birth plan that I accidentally left at home, and we're kind of running late, so we don't have time to go grab it. But I was gonna bring it, and I filled it out like 3 times, so pretty much have it memorized. I think we'll be fine. We just had a couple of questions, that basically the same exact questions that we had for our OB, but she never answered any of them. Like I said, she was kind of vague with everything. First visit with her wasn't that great, and they just kind of went downhill from there. So this is called a meet and greet. I don't actually take your insurance information or anything like that. They just talk to you and kind of let you know how things go when you do have a midwife. The nice thing about this midwifery is that they give birth at American Fork Hospital. So I'll still be giving birth at the same hospital that I would have given birth at, and it's at a hospital, not a center, a birthing center, which was something that I had held back a little bit with at first having a midwife because I wasn't sure how that worked. Because in case anything happens, we are 1 phone call away from an OBGYN, which would be down the hall. So I'm 26 weeks. He's kicking like crazy all night long. Sometimes he kicks so hard that it wakes Nathaniel up. That his like back is close to me, or his arm is on my stomach.
Feels pretty weird.
It's pretty awesome.
You also figured out a way how to cure your headaches, right?
Yeah, peppermint oil. Yeah. I didn't think it would actually work, but it worked pretty well. It's never worked for me in the past. Anytime I had headaches, people were like, put peppermint oil on it, and I did, and it never did anything. Caffeine works, but obviously that's not the healthiest option. So my future sister-in-law actually got me a bunch of oils, but yeah, we're about to pull in, so we'll keep you guys updated. So we just got done with our appointment. We met with Dr. Harmer, Elizabeth Harmer. She's awesome. It was everything that we needed to hear. Answered all of our questions. She gave us a rundown of how the delivery would go, and I didn't even realize until she gave us that rundown that our other OB never explained to us how it would go when I went into labor.
What was going to happen, or anything.
What to expect. I was just like, wow, that's a good thing to know, because wow, our other doctor never told us that. It sounds like everything is perfect. Like the way that she described a birth, she's like, as a midwife and any of the midwives in the midwifery, we will assume that you want this type of birth unless you tell us otherwise. And then she explained exactly how I want everything.
Pretty perfect.
Perfectly. I couldn't have said it better myself. And she even said there was a couple of different options that they catered to, like letting the husband catch the baby, which we're planning on doing. Delayed cord clamping. They delayed the cord clamp for about 5 minutes, which is 2 minutes longer than the OB said she usually does.
And also, we'll meet with a different midwife every time, so no matter who is working the night that Miranda goes into labor, we'll know who's going to be there. We're going to be familiar, we'll know their face, we'll know what they're like.
That made me feel really comfortable.
As opposed to like our OB who we don't even know who's going to be there. Most likely not our OBGYN that we've been meeting with.
And also a good point was that the reason why I picked the OB that I did was because she was female. And I know that people have their opinions about having a male and female, but personally I wanted a female doctor, and I just wasn't comfortable with a male doctor. Now, maybe next baby, I really won't care. But right now, I do care. When I found out that another doctor could be delivering my baby, and it could be someone that I had never met, someone that didn't know me, that had never met me before, and that was gonna be a male, I was just like, this does not sound like like making me the most comfortable during the hardest time of my life so far. So I liked that all of the midwives were women.
It's kind of true. At the OB, we were meeting with the only woman in the OB group, right? And so most likely she wouldn't be there when we were giving birth, which means most likely you would have been delivering with a male doctor.
Which probably at the time, like during labor, I probably really won't care.
Yeah, they only really show up to like basically deliver, like what the midwife said. She's going to be there through the entire labor process.
Right.
She's not just going to like show up and catch the baby. She's going to like be there through the whole thing.
And that's another thing that I really like. She said that's kind of our expertise, is, you know, making you feel comfortable during labor, and 60% of our patients do natural. She's like, a lot do an epidural, but about more than half do natural birth, no epidural, no medication. And she said we also, it's kind of their philosophy to wait until before doing any kind of medical procedures that may be unnecessary. So like an episiotomy, she's like, we will do everything we can beforehand to avoid doing an episiotomy unless the baby is in distress and it needs to come out within seconds. And I was like, man, that is exactly what I need. Just everything she said was perfect. And at the end, she explained everything so well and covered all of the topics that I needed to know. I didn't hardly have any questions.
Yeah.
I had a question about what doctor to put on my papers, and she said, oh, that's a good question, but you just need to put down a Valley midwifery, because any of us could be going. And I was like, okay, cool, everything sounds perfect. And so I made my next like 4 appointments, and my next appointment, I have 2 weeks until my next appointment, because it's been 2 weeks since my last exam. But after this appointment in 2 weeks, we go to 2-week appointments every 2 weeks. And so that's when they start getting close.
I felt like she made me feel like I was like an integrated part of like this process of labor, which our other OB pretty much just ignored my existence whenever we had our appointments. And anytime I asked a question, she really kind of just made me feel like stupid for asking the question, and kind of like looked at me like, why are you even talking right now? Like, this is between me and your wife. But the midwives were completely different.
Yeah. All around, we both felt a lot better. I almost started crying when she was talking, because I was like, this is exactly what I want. But I was like, I don't want to be that person, even though I'm pregnant. I cry about everything. Yeah, so it was a very positive thing. I will be calling my old OBGYN and canceling all of my appointments that I have already made, and probably gonna give her a bad review. So, yeah,